Chapter 3 Data Editing in MS Excel 2013. You will learn about changing cell contents, inserting cells, inserting rows and columns, inserting sheet in workbook, deleting cells, deleting rows and columns, deleting sheet from workbook, working with long text, adding comments to a cell, freeze panes, formatting numbers, conditional formatting. The process of making changes in the existing data of the worksheet is called data editing. Editing data is required as not everyone enters the data correctly in very first time. You can either edit data by adding new data or removing the wrongly typed or unwanted data. Editing can also be done by making modifications in the existing structure of the worksheet, like adding or deleting cells, rows, and columns of a worksheet. Before learning to edit data, you must first learn how to select cells in a worksheet. Let's learn about them. Selecting cells. The first step before doing data editing is to learn about how to select rows, columns, cells, or data inside the cells. Following are the different methods of selecting cells. Number 1. Double-click inside the cell. It places the cursor in the cell and then drag the mouse over the text in the cell to select the text in a cell. 2. To select a single cell in worksheet, directly click the cell with the mouse or go to that cell using arrow keys of keyboard. 3. To select a range of cells, click on the first cell in the range and then drag the mouse to the last cell in the range. All the cells will be selected between the first and last cell. 4. Click on the Select All button or simply press Ctrl+A from the keyboard to select all cells of a worksheet in one go. 5. To select an entire row or column, click on the row or column heading. Changing cell contents. On entering data in a cell, you can change or modify its content or data either completely or partially. Changing cell contents completely. You can replace the entire content of cell with new content by following below steps. Step 1. Select the cell whose content or data is to be edited by single-clicking the cell. Step 2. Now type the new data in the cell. Step 3. Press the Enter key or right button on formula bar and your data will be changed. Changing cell contents partially. To change the contents of cell partially, follow the below steps. Step 1. Select the cell which is to be edited by either double-clicking inside the cell or click in the formula bar. Step 2. The cursor will appear inside the cell. Position the cursor at desired place and modify the contents. Step 3. Press Enter key or right button to make the changes done in the cell. Deleting cell contents. Following are the steps to delete the data entered in a cell. Step 1. Select the cell whose data is to be deleted. Step 2. Now either press the Delete or Backspace key from keyboard to delete the data. Brain dose. The father of Excel software was Charles Simonyi. Inserting cell, rows, columns, and sheets. Sometimes there is a need of inserting cells, rows, columns, and sheets in a workbook for adding extra data. Let's learn about them one by one. Inserting cells. To insert new cells in a worksheet, follow below steps. Step 1. First of all, select that cell where you want to insert a new cell. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group on Home tab and click on the down arrow next to the Insert button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will open. Click on Insert Cells option. Step 4. An Insert dialog box will appear on the screen containing 4 options as shown. Option: Usage. Shift cells right. It shifts the selected cells towards right and inserts new cells at their place. Shift cells down. It shifts the selected cells down and inserts new cells at its place. Entire row. It inserts entirely a new row at the point of selection, shifting the selected row down. Entire column. It inserts a new column, shifting the selected column towards right. Step 5. You can either shift the cell to right or down. Select an option of your choice and click on OK button. Step 6. New cell will be inserted at the desired location. Inserting columns. Following are the steps to insert a new column. Step 1. Select a column by clicking on the column heading where a new column is to be inserted. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group of Home tab and click on the down arrow next to Insert button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Insert Sheet column option. Step 4. A new column will be inserted before the selection. Inserting rows. Following are the steps to insert a new row. Step 1. Select a row by clicking on the row heading where you want to add a new row. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to Insert button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Insert Sheet Rows option. Step 4. A new row will be inserted above the selection. Note: you can add more than one rows or columns by selecting more than one row or column. Inserting sheet in workbook. As you know, you can insert a new sheet in workbook by clicking on Insert Worksheet button or simply press Shift plus F11 from keyboard. There is another way also to insert a new sheet. Following are the steps to do so. Step 1. Locate the worksheet before which you want to insert a new worksheet. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to Insert button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Insert Sheet option. Step 4. A new worksheet will be inserted into your work. Deleting cells, rows, columns, and sheet. Sometimes there is a need to delete cells, rows, columns, and sheets from a workbook. Let's learn about them one by one. Deleting cells. Below are the steps to delete a cell. Step 1. First of all, select the cell which you want to delete. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to the Delete button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will open. Click on Delete Cells option. Step 4. A delete box will appear on the screen. You can select either to shift cells left or up. Step 5. Select as per your choice and click on OK. Selected cells will get deleted. Deleting columns. Following are the steps to delete a column. Step 1. Select a column by clicking on the column heading which you want to delete. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to the Delete button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Delete Sheet Columns option. Step 4. The selected column will get deleted from the worksheet. Deleting rows. Following are the steps to delete a row. Step 1. Select a row by clicking on the row heading which you want to delete. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to the Delete button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Delete Sheet Rows options. Step 4. The selected row will get deleted from the worksheet. Note: like you can add multiple rows and columns, the same can be used in case of deleting. You can delete one or more rows or columns in one go in similar manner. Deleting sheet from a workbook. Below are the steps for deleting a worksheet. Step 1. locate the worksheet which you want to delete. Step 2. Now go to the Cells group under Home tab and click on the down arrow next to the Delete button. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Delete Sheet option. Step 4. A warning box will appear on the screen asking for the final confirmation of yours to delete sheet. Step 5. Press Delete if you want to delete and the selected worksheet will get deleted from the workbook. Brain dose. In Excel, you can undo the last 100 actions. Note: you can get all insert and delete options on right click of your mouse after selecting cells. Working with long text. Sometimes the text becomes larger than the width of a row or column, so you face problem in seeing the complete text in a particular cell. Excel allows you to change the row and column width by dragging their borders. Below are the steps to change the row or column width. Step 1. Locate the mouse pointer at the right border of that column heading of which the width is to be changed, or locate the cursor at the bottom border of that row heading of which the width is to be changed. Step 2. The mouse pointer changes to a double-headed arrow sign, or Step 3. Drag the right border to increase or decrease the column size, or drag the bottom order to increase or decrease the row size. Note: to increase or decrease the row or column width, you can also use the Format option present under Cells group in Home tab. Adding comments to a cell. To add additional information along with the data in any cell, comments are used. Following are the steps to add comments to a cell. Step 1. First of all, select that cell to which the comment is to be added. Step 2. Now do a right click with the mouse on selected cell. A menu appears. Step 3. From the menu, click on Insert Comment option. Step 4. Write the comment and locate the cursor to any other cell. Step 5. When a cell has a comment, a red color mark appears in the top right corner of the cell. When you rest the pointer on cell, the comment appears. Note: to edit a comment, right-click on the cell to which comment has been added. A menu appears. Select Edit Comment from it. Freeze panes. Freeze panes are used to freeze a portion of sheet to keep it visible while you scroll through the rest of the sheet. It is useful for checking out data in other parts of your worksheet without losing your headers or labels. We can freeze the data in 3 ways as given below. Freeze panes. It keeps rows and columns visible while you scroll through the rest of the sheet based on current selection. In this, you can fix more than one row and column. Freeze top row. It keeps the top row visible while you scroll through the rest of the worksheet. Freeze first column. It keeps the first column visible while you scroll through the rest of the worksheet. Freeze pane option is present under View tab in the Windows group. To freeze panes in Excel, follow the below steps. Step 1. Go to View tab in Ribbon. Step 2. Click on Freeze Panes option under the Window group. A drop-down menu will appear. Step 3. Select the option of your choice. Here, we select Freeze Top Row. Step 4. Now scroll down the rest of the worksheet. Excel will automatically add the horizontal line to indicate that the top row is frozen. When you scroll the data, the first row will be visible. Conditional formatting. Conditional formatting allows you to automatically apply formatting such as colors, icons, and data bars to one or more cells based on the cell value. To do this, you first need to create a conditional formatting rule. For example, a conditional formatting rule might be: if the salary of an employee is less than 10,000, color the cell red. Following are the steps to apply conditional formatting. Step 1. Select the desired cells for formatting. Step 2. From the Home tab, in Styles group, click on Conditional Formatting command. Step 3. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Highlight Cells Rules and then select the condition like greater than, less than, etc. Step 4. On selecting a condition, a dialog box opens. Insert the selection rule and color of your choice. Step 5. The conditional formatting will be applied and cells following the rules will get highlighted. By applying this rule, you would be able to quickly see which cells satisfy the condition. Quick recap. The process of making changes in the existing data of the worksheet is called data editing. The first step before editing data is to select cells, rows, columns, or data inside the cells. After entering data in a cell, you can modify its contents either completely or partially. To delete data from a cell, either press Delete button or backspace key from keyboard. You can insert cells, rows, columns, and sheets in a workbook for adding extra data. You can delete cells, rows, columns, and sheet from a workbook. Excel allows you to change the row and column width by dragging their borders. Comments are used to add additional information along with the data in any cell. To edit comment, right-click on the cell to which comment has been added. Freeze panes are used to freeze a position of sheet to keep it visible while you scroll through the rest of the sheet. Conditional formatting allows you to automatically apply formatting such as colors, icons, etc. to one or more cells based on the cell value.